Hello guys, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Alright guys, before we start, quick disclaimer, anything we discuss is just for education purpose only, nothing is financial advice. Alright guys, earnings season. Amazing day today, trend day on the market. Most of you who follow my teachings probably nailed it and saw my tweets in the morning. Trend day in the market, everything was bullish today, a lot of things were running today. Earning plays were top. There was just so much opportunities today. Lily was running, Tesla had a midday breakout. So we have a lot to recap, but before we start a recap, a quick introduction. Like I've been doing, I was trying to do smaller introduction so the people can just go back to the stock recaps and use those teachings to trade themselves. So quick introduction guys, we trade a repeatable system called Ripster EMA cloud system that I've been teaching from 8 to 9 years. Thousands and thousands of traders have changed their life with my teachings and the cloud system, and we trade it in our community. We trade it in our community Tanner Trade Group, one of the largest live trading educational community, where we trade these setups. We make a plan in the pre-market. I make a pre-market planning of each setup that we're going to trade live in the pre-market. I highlight the top less in red. We have initial bias. We follow that plan all day long, and that's where all of our winners and even if our losers come from. Then we also have a bunch of other things. We trade the futures plan is also provided in the pre-morning, as you see in the screen. We also trade crypto stocks are also provided in the pre-market to the traders. We trade the index by QQQ, all these levels, and the planning is provided for the traders in the pre-market, so they can use the Ripster cloud system, the teachings that I've been teaching you guys, and so combine those. Today was a trend day to trade those setups. We also trade something called Ripster Day 2 Day 3 setups. This is another strategy that I teach, and I have been showing you. We did a free webinar on that as well. So we do this everything in the pre-market. We also trade low floats, we trade IPOs. Everything is planned in the pre-market, and when the market starts, I'm on the live screen, I'm on the voice. Thousands of traders are on our trading floor, and we kick off our trading session, and we trade through those setups. I'm on live and on voice first few hours of the market open. If the market is hot, I'm usually on all day. I try to update the setups we are playing on X as well, sharing the setups with you. For example, I shared the RIVN breakout with you today. So we we trade those setups. Our community, we have a lot of tools there. We have a lot of option flow scanners, free stock scanners, breaking news alerts, squawks, order flow. We have tools worth $500-600 which are free for the people to join the community and use it. Everything I teach you every day, that's repeatable. You can repeat it for life to find a consistency in the stock market trading. All my concepts of day trades, swing trades, investments, you can learn free on ripstereducation.com. You can watch 1,000+ my YouTube recaps and my YouTube videos and know more about me on YouTube. You can follow our X accounts at Ripster, or Tanner Research, Tanner Charts, or Tanner Trade Group, our portfolio of our X accounts. Anyways, that's a quick recap and quick introduction. Let's start with the recap for the day. A lot of the home runs today that we need to recap. Make sure important thing to learn today is to how to hold your big winners all day long. So that's something we will talk about using Ripster Clouds. Then we go through our earning setups. We'll talk about a couple of losers, but we will talk about the huge winners that we had in the market today. Let's start. All right, so let's start with our top play in the community today was RIVN, and we will take a look what was happening with the RIVN. And I did talk about RIVN as well. And so RIVN, which has been on a downward slope for a while. It ran in September, and since then it fell off and has been trading at a support level. It did run up a lot after the last earnings at $11. It went to $16, but this morning the earnings were decent. I'm not going to go in the detail, but the earnings on RIVN today. RIVN is always like a cult stock. I think their losses reduced, the amount of money they're losing reduced. they did miss EPS, but they did beat the revenue, so the revenue is increasing, so that's good. So anyways, the point was that we had this news on RIVN, and in the pre-market, RIVN was trading at over the 1 hour MTF clouds. So what plan did we make for RIVN in the pre-market? In the pre-market, the plan we made, holding 1 hour MTF, bullish bias over 13, no go under 13. So that was my plan. So the plan was 13 was a support level, 1335 was pivot, and it was also our MTF cloud setup. So MTF cloud setup was an amazing tool to combine with the catalyst. I have told you earlier as well, whenever there's MTF clouds with the catalyst, it's always an A plus setups. You see, this was MTF 1, 2025 MTF, 21 MTF, 5055 MTF, 1 hour MTF. So it was trading already over the 1 hour MTF, so that tells me 1 hour is bullish. It's breaking the flag over the 20 MTF and 50 MTF. So as soon as the market opened, I told the trader it's a 512 long versus 1330. I gave the stop of 1330, and then it was making a flag here at 1360. I told the traders we're going to break that flag, and it broke the flag. As you see here, my timestamp guidance, we broke the flag at 1360. I gave the 14 target, and soon enough we hit 14. Told the traders to take half off there, and RIVN continued to run there. It created another flag. I told the traders to roll further, maybe buy 14 calls, or you could buy 15 calls as well. So then we saw this gap. Then I saw this gap. This is called a gap on the daily chart. Gap is created when overnight a stock drops or gains, and a gap is left on the daily chart. Whenever we push into the gap, we do try to fill the gap there on those names. So that was the RIVN. Let me show you there. So let's see here. So this was the RIVN gap. I tweeted as well. We are in the daily gap, right? We are making the daily gap. So we are pushing in the daily gap. So I also tweeted about it, and we filled the gap pretty soon. I told the traders the target on the gap fill will be 1450, and we filled the gap to 1450 here. And the traders, you can cut, but you, as long as Ripster 512 clouds hold, you have no reason to completely exit the position. You hit 14, you buy 15 lottos. You hit 15, you know, if you're trading shares, you made 3-4 grand, you spend $500 to buy 15 lottos, and once you hit 15, you throw some more into 1550 lottos. So you keep, you know, using your profit to maximize your returns, right? So if you look at RIVN ran from initial entry of 1340s all the way till 1585. If you look at the RIVN calls, we started with the 14 calls, which ran up from like 20 cents all the way to $1.80. You know, it was almost say 700-800% gains on this option. This would completely change your month. This would completely change your week. You know, on this winners, you just need to hold. Even if you had $1,000 worth of lottos, right, by the end of the day you are making 10 grand. So that's the kind of trade you need to do. The only way you can do this trade, and which I always tell my traders to hold. You know, even if you were trading the shares, your initial risk that I gave at 1330, I gave at 1330. You know, let's say you were up 2,000 shares, right? You're 2,000 shares, you're risking $600 by, you know, but you are making, by the end of the day, you're making 4 grand, risking $600. One risk to many reward trade. So that's how you do it. So it's a hit as a catalyst. It's trading over Ripster clouds. You look at the daily chart, the power of the daily chart. There's a gap on the daily chart. It keeps making these flags. It keeps holding the 512 clouds. So I did not tell the traders to get out of it until end of the day. We kept moving our stops. As you see here, we moved the stops to 14, then we moved our stops to 15, then we moved our stops to 1540, and finally we stopped out of that RIVN trade. You know, long from morning 1330 risk, initial stops 1330, moved stops 14, moved stop 15. Beautiful 600-700% gainer trader for the community. Insane amount of traders in the community really did good, and hopefully my followers that I tweeted out the setup also made at least good profits on this trade. This is what you want to do. When you win, you want to win huge, right? You want to win huge. When you lose, you want to lose small, but you need to hold these winners. If you cannot hold them, then on a choppy day you're going to lose more, but on the winning day you will only make a little bit. That's not going to work out. If you want to grow your portfolio, if you're going to grow your trading account, and if you are an active trader, you need to let these runners run to their full potential. Just make a promise to yourself, as long as Ripster 512 clouds hold on the 10-minute, you're not going to cut. The real cut was here. If you just held it from the morning long call outs or the guidance that I gave in the pre-market, and you held it till the 512 clouds did not break, you did really good. You made an home run trade, risking just $1,000, you made almost 10 grand. This is the kind of trade on the options. Or if you risk $600 on the shares, you made over 4 grand. So that was a beautiful trade. No hindsight, no BS. Pre-market planning, number one watch, cult stock, RIVN, always good. Let's go to the next one. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is LMND. So why was LMND special? The reason LMND was special, that this is not the first time we have traded LMND. I have had amazing trades on LMND. If I can go back and show you that in the past, you need to know the personality of the stocks, so that when you're trading that stock, you actually know the potential of that stock, and it will help you hold it longer or hold it to full potential. LMND was another one of those kind of trade which went 1000%, like 700-800% for the traders, right? Before I show you the today's trade, we had this was a trade from last year, LMND, when we were trading the LMND from 21 bucks. You see that long versus 20 50, and then we took it all the way to 25. That was a big trade for us from that 20 to 25. You can see the timestamp guidance here. So remembering that, so I was focused on LMND. So 52-week high, pre-market planning, support, resistance, daily breakout. So there was this daily breakout on LMND. So where was the daily breakout? So let me show you that daily breakout on LMND. If I go to this weekly, daily, you see this was the breakout. This pattern that I'm showing you, high low, and then breakout. So it was on our focus. Because of that reason, as soon as the market opened, LMND, the traders already had the game plan. I told the traders to long it versus 67. So you long it versus 67 right on when you see the swipe up, and you put your stops at 67. From there on, it was just being patient and riding the clouds. That's all you had to do. This was this flag breakout on LMND, then this was this breakout LMND, and this flag breakout. All day flags, flag. So how did we trade it? I guided the traders live in the community. I told them to long versus 67, and I forgave the first. It even did give us a pullback here, nice pullback, where you could add on the second candle. If you see 940, and you used to have $67 stop, you just have a $1 stop. I mean $1, and you made $10, risking 1,000. By the end of the day, you made 10 grand. That's kind of trade you want to do. As it goes, you sell half on the way and keep holding and selling or rolling with the options. So anyways, I told the traders there's going to be breakout over 69, and I gave the 75 target. We hit the 75 target. Second target I gave 77. We hit the 77 target. After we hit the 77, we moved the stops to 77, and it actually went all the way close to 80 bucks. The options on that, if you want to look at the 70 calls, the 70 calls went from $52 bucks all the way to 10 bucks, 500% gain. The lottos even went crazy. If you could trade, start with the shares, and once you make enough profit, you roll further. But you do not cut as long as the Ripster cloud doesn't tell you. I told the traders to cut right at the end of the day. So that's how the home runs are made. That's how your accounts grow. That's how you can trade both the shares and options and grow your account significantly. So LMND was a great trade for the whole community today, and for the reasons I told you. And traders left a lot of they kept holding and left a lot of runners, so they can maximize it. Candle the Truth was on top of it in the community as well. 7950, Shiva Side really did good, Araga really did good, Gabby really did good. All the traders, I mean, there are thousands of traders in the community who are trading this setup. And you can see that they were calling it an easy setup. We were joking about lemon squeezing the lemons, that it was fun. So that's what we do in the community. And Ben got it right at 68, and Ben did really good. But you need to hold. You cannot make a 20% gain and you see the stock going for 300-400%, because on a loser you will lose more, but on the winner you need to make, when a winner runs, 3, 4, 5 times what you are risking to be really profitable in the stock market. That's the secret to longevity. That's the secret to account growth, so that's what you mean. That's what you need. All right, so next one we're going to look at is AXON. So AXON was also, it was not a gap up, it was a gap down. This setup is called gap down reversal. If you remember my gap and crap setups, this is the opposite of the gap and setup. And how would you know how to buy this? Ripster Clouds will tell you. If the pre-market low is holding and you call the 512s, you take the long right away. Put your stops under this support level, put your stops here. Let's take a look here. Let's go to this the pre-market planning on AXON, highlighted as a red, bearish bias to short the pop, confirm under the pre-market lows. So we had a bearish bias, but it never confirmed as a short and it became the long. That's when I saw the move. I told the traders 512 curls, stops under the 512s. It started to hold here. People were getting little impatient, but you do not get impatient. You see it's forming a cup. As it started to push, I told the traders to put the stops at 572. As it started to move, I told the traders to put stops at 580. Our target was also, of course, the psychological level 600. And you see your target is always MTF. Whenever you are trading on these gap ups and gap downs, your target is, if there's an MTF, that's your target. You draw Fibonacci's as well. You draw the Fibonacci from the closing price to the opening price, and you will find your Fibonacci targets. AXON also curled all the way to 0.5 Fibonacci, and then it touched the 1 hour MTF as well for a nice curl winner, which from the 475 ads, it ran all the way to 650. It was almost $60-70 per share profit. Even if you were in 100 shares, you risked 1,000. On 100 shares you made 5-6 grand. That's how you have to do it. Options were a little spready, but still it was a beautiful trade on AXON. No hindsight, no BS, step by step. Ripster Clouds tell you my concepts of pre-market levels, my fib concepts, my MTF concepts. They teach you how to trade these setups. I show you every day. So hopefully next time you see this setup, and sometimes it will not curl, it will break here and we will get out. We will take a loss and we'll move on. We actually almost stopped out because it almost hit our stops, but you see that how close it was to stop us out, but it held 512s and it continued to push to give us a huge winning trade all the way, more than half, 61% retracement into 61% Fibonacci's on the gap and gap fills. All right, so earnings season, there's one more play that was amazing for us. This was SEDG, another system where we use the power of the MTF cloud with the catalyst. This is the most profitable trading system that you will use, and you can literally change your life as long as your winners are bigger, and they are bigger. I'm just showing you. We'll talk about a loser as well, which didn't work, but that was not an earning play. The plays I pick with my experience and what, I know they can work, they can push, and we have losers, but our winners are much more than that. I have seen the markets. I have made enough money in a day. I have made millions in a day. I have lost millions a day. I have learned hard lessons, and I teach you guys so that you guys can also utilize that and these setups and implement and change your life. There's a reason we are the largest trading community online. There's a reason our education is, you will not find these recaps anywhere else. I have been teaching free as well. You will find the free education, right? I don't force anybody to join my community. We don't show P&Ls, but the reason I show you these setups so you guys can implement these setups and find the success in the stock market, especially if you want to make trading as your career. Okay, all right, so let's look at this setup of SEDG. I made it as a red, short as long as under 31. So pay special attention. We were bearish bias, right? But when it pushed over the 512 clouds, I told the traders that it's not a short, it's a 512 long, and I was on the voice. A lot of my guidance is on the voice. You will not see that. And I told the traders going to push towards the MTF. First MTF breakout, second MTF breakout, third MTF breakout, and the target I gave was 40, and we did hit our 40 target. And I told the trader that's going to break out, and we heard all the way from 31, 32. When you long here at 32, your risk is right under 31, and it was almost $10 per share run, insane run on SEDG. Same thing, you know, with the options. If you take a look here, if you want to look at the what the options you were trading, let's take a look at 35 calls. You know, a little illiquid, but they still ran from 50 cents all the way to $5, 1,000% trader. So that's how you find these big trades, guys. You need to be on top of them, and you need to know when those big setups come up. All right, so next one we're going to look at is Lily. So let's look at Lily. So Lily was our day 2 setup. Also, a lot of other traders were on top of it on the Lily day 2 setup in the community. So Lily, what happened with Lily was Lily, like we have been trading Lily for how long now? Right, so how long we have been trading Lily? Let me show you. So we have been trading Lily for since earnings. It's a post earning moves. You can swing it, and I did tweet that if Lily holds 900, it's going to go much higher. So this morning Lily was gapping up. It pulled back under this 512 3450 clouds. When it pulled under 3450 clouds and reclaimed 3450 right away, that tells me it's bullish. That tells me it is bullish. So when it is bullish, that's where you call it 512 call, and then we hit a breakout. I told the traders breakout, and I gave the I gave the stops of 926. So basically you're trading the breakout, you're putting your stops under 926. The target I gave was 945, 950. We hit our 945 target, then we also hit our 950 target, and then this was a long level, that was LMND. Then we flag broke here. I told the traders breaking the flag live in the community. It broke the flag, it went on to 955, and then finally it broke 512. You see when I told exits, from my exits it also dumped almost 20-30 points, and you could make on the downside as well. But that was our Lily long trade, and this was a 512. See how the Ripster cloud tells you when to enter, when to exit. That's the key, guys. This is, you hold the calls, hold the breakouts, add the breakouts, exit the 512 breakdowns. All right, let's look at some more setups which were in the community. There was one was amazing trade today, LITE. This was an amazing trade and amazing guidance today by RGV, one of our senior traders in the community. He always focused on the one or few test setups which are his favorite. He focused on LITE because LITE was trading at all-time highs. So LITE trading at all-time highs, 214 support, 227 resistance, bullish bias, all-time high was 214, no go under 214. You know, so if you look at LITE was given long by RGV right there, and he said it's curling over 3450. This was our 10 AM 512 pullback. You buy the stock here, and he gave the target of 230, and we hit the 230, and all day 512 ride up on LITE. Beautiful guidance. You can see timestamped guidance by RGV. Also you can see that it was a daily breakout. So learn the concepts of finding those daily, weekly breakout charts. Learn the gaps, learn if the weekly chart is showing you breakout. So catalyst plus a breakout, catalyst plus the MTF clouds, that's a cheat code, guys. You need to find more bullish the chart, better the long. Ignore the bearish daily charts, ignore the bearish setups. The main setup are the bullish charts and the catalyst. That's what you want. All right, let's look at some setups which failed for us. There was a coin breakout today that we were trying to long it initially. So we had a coin breakout versus 315, but it stopped us out, and we stopped us. I took a loss there. But later in the day, it ran again. It was a little choppy, but it pushed again. So the plan was good, but our risk management didn't let us hold all the way. So that was coin, which was our loser. But we also had an earning loser today. So that earning loser was APPS. Now I showed you how our winners are and our losers. You see how small we keep them. So APPS was our winner. It was a flag breakout, was 780. So I gave the risk was our 780 when we were breaking this flag, but right away pulled back, hit our stops, and we lost our 20 cents on that, 20-30 cents. So that became a loser. You could short it, but you see that it was a failed here. The other thing was it was not holding the pre-market highs, so that's why it became a loser as well. So always remember these losers. Let's go to the next one. All right, so next one we're going to take a look at is PLTR. So PLTR was nothing special. It was just a morning short that we were doing. PLTR was our top day to play from our day two strategy. You can see that support level, there's support and resistance levels there. There's a typo here. So short under 1 hour MTF. That was the plan. Initially, it was a good short. That's what I was guiding the traders, right? That's MTF short right here from 186. We did flush to 181. And that was a nice $3,444 profit, but then our stops were break even and we got stopped out. After that we left PLTR. There was no trade. You see how choppy it was. Compare this with more trend movers like AXON, or compare those how they were moving and see how these were chopping around the clouds. So you don't really want to trade those and you just want to step away from them as well. There were some other plays in the community as well. We had UPST, we had SMCI. Nothing special on those. UPST was bearish initially. SMCI was bearish all day. We had a plan, but I didn't really see anything really good. You see how they were trading in this area. SMCI was of course a short, but it was a choppy short, so just left it alone there as well. So let's look at other setups and we have everything is on our plan. We never do like randomly trading. You see everything is on our plan, and then I pick up the stocks which I think have the best chances to move for the traders, and where our winner will be big, our losers will be small. Humana was a nice short at the open. This was a 9:30 to 10 a.m. trade, but when it didn't, target I gave was 250. You see we were short right at the open, but when it did not 10 a.m. we always cover. There's always some kind of bounce, and when it didn't make any lows after 10 a.m. I told the traders be careful, it's going to bounce over 512s, and it bounced and we closed the rest of our position short there as well. Looking at some other earning plays, AMD was earning play today as well. I did tell the traders that it's curling. The plan on AMD was pretty simple as well. Let's take a look at plan. 242 holds, curl to 250. So I gave the plan 242 holds, curl to 250, short under 242. So it held 242, so it became a call. It became a long here, and then it tested MTF clouds, pulled back, and then MTF breakout. It ran all day. So I personally didn't really like it too much because there's this resistance right here. I chose to guide the other trades more, but definitely this worked with the cloud system. You could stop out here and get back in on this swipe and trade it back up 10 points. So AMD was not really that bad to trade with the Ripster EMA cloud system today. Some other trades which were moving, Google was a good one. You see this is MTF breakout, power of the MTF cloud. That was a good one. Tesla was an amazing trade by traders in the community today, also trading with the MTF cloud. You see the power of the MTF cloud, how the Tesla bounced here from the MTF cloud, curled on the 512s, and became a long over the 1 hour MTF clouds. I don't really even need to guide the traders there on these setups. My traders who were learning my system for years, they already know what to do. They already know it's a beautiful cup and handle long, and I was on a voice, I did mention it, and it was a beautiful trade there for the traders as well. So let's wrap it up by talking about SPY, QQQ, and NASDAQ future trades, which is a big part of what we do every day on SPY. I'm just going to talk about futures today since it's the same thing. You could trade SPY, you could trade ES futures with the Ripster clouds. It was just amazing today. So you see what this is doing. The plan on the SPY, QQQ, or ES futures in the pre-market, you can pause the screen, see the levels, that's fine, but that's not what we want to talk about. We want to talk about our VIX strategy. So VIX strategy, use VIX 19. If VIX breaks 19, we long the market. That was the simple rule. Also, SPY was bouncing over 2021 MTF clouds. If it breaks that, then only we short it. Otherwise, we will stay long on it. So that was the plan to trade today. So anyways, as soon as the market opened, let me show you. I told the traders do not long it because this first candle was bearish. But then what happened was VIX broke 19. You see here, look carefully. VIX broke 19. That's when it triggered our long. Our strategy said long it. Our strategy said long it. I was on the voice, and right away I told the trader long it. long it. I told the trader it's a long. You see this call right here on ES futures, right? And we saw the call here. Also, it was over 2021 MTF on ES futures. It was over the QQQ, same thing. It was over that. I just want to see if I can show you that. It's not showing up here. Hold on, let me show you the midday breakout that I was showing the traders here. Let's see if I can show it on that. It should pop up. So yeah, here you go. So that was what I was wanting to show you guys. So anyways, before I show you that, so I gave the longs to everyone on this cloud calls. Breaking the pre-market highs. Breaking the pre-market highs is a long. Breaking the pre-market highs, Nasdaq breaking pre-market highs, SPY is the long. So so it was a long all day. So this was the breakout that I gave everyone. You see this breakout, this breakout. I gave the breakout before the breakout. So you need to identify these patterns. You need to learn the Ripster clouds. You need to learn the MTF clouds. You need to identify these patterns before they come. You know, I also tweeted about it, that how we are long on a SPY QQQ in the morning. If you want to see that, it's easy if I can show you here. You can see that how we were long. This was the breakout, this was the breakout, MTF, the different concepts I use: 512 calls, MTF breakout, pre-market high breakout, consolidation, chart pattern, 1 2 3 4. For 1 hour we had a consolidation, then we had a breakout. Your stops are right here. You ride the Ripster clouds to the upside here, and as you see, I was long in the morning. Right here I told the traders to do the 512 call longs. Right here, SPY, QQQ, trade options, trade leverage ETF, trade futures. The point is, you make a living trading SPY, QQQ, ES futures, and it will not be every day. Today was a trend day. Not every day you will have a trend day. So today was a trend day. You will not have the trend day every day. Today was a special trend day, and that's why you see SPY rallied, Nasdaq futures rallied, QQQ rallied. And do not forget, with all those concepts, my VIX strategy, which has changed so many lives, go look at ripstereducation.com. Just go to ripstereducation.com. You will see that how my education has just changed lives over the years. You know, I've been doing this free to help the traders. You go to Ripster VIX strategy, you will see the VIX strategy, how VIX strategy has, you know, helped the traders, you know, to change their trading career, you know, find financial independence. But it has to come with work. There's no shortcut. You know, I don't tell you, okay, just buy this, buy that. No, I'm teaching you a system so that you know, which is, you know, building a legacy here which can help you achieve success in the stock market. We will soon be launching our website for long-term investing as well, so make sure to keep eye out for that. Hopefully you learned a lot today. So keep grinding, keep learning. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.